this team they had a really, really bad game one, but they ended up responding in game two of this series against the Marlins, which was huge for not only their confidence, but for the fans to breathe a sigh of relief. Like you would think with um, how bad they were playing that we were at the 500 marker, maybe one game over or one game under 500. The way the fan base had their or my fault, or the mood that this fan base was in. Let me center myself in the camera really quick. Um, and yeah, with that being said, welcome into Sports Live in the 215. I'm your host, Connor Okuda, here to discuss the Phillies and Marlins series recap. Um, Thank you for joining me for another episode of Sports Live in the 215. I really appreciate you guys watching, commenting, and subscribing. It really does mean the world. I work really hard on these videos, and it's really nice to see it pay off. So, with that being said, thank you guys, and let's get into it, shall we? Yep. So, the first game, it was a gigantic just bag of nothing, and the Marlins, even though it was a 3-0 game for most of that ball game, they really were able to take control, and uh, they kept it for all 9 innings. So credit to them. And Valentin Biazzo, he was fantastic. He only threw about 90, but hey, it worked. It worked. Credit to the guy, and he's having quite a rookie year, that's for sure. If there wasn't a certain someone on the other side of the state who was basically running away with the Rookie of the Year award, I would think that Valentin Biazzo would have a decent shot at it. But unfortunately for him, Paul Skeens is in the National League. So that that sucks for him and the Marlins organization and fans, which I don't know how with how many times that team's been gutted and rebuilt, how they have any positive um, feelings, how the city of Miami has any positive feelings toward toward the Marlins organization in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, they've certainly they've had a rough go of it for basically my entire life. The last time the Marlins won a World Series, I was one. Let me say that again. The last time the Miami/Florida Marlins won the World Series, I was one. I I had just turned one in July of 2003. So yeah, the this that team and fan base has had had a rough go of it, but let me not eviscerate the Marlins anymore because they did split with us. So um, let's let's get into it. Uh, so um, in the first game of this series, Taiwan Walker went 4 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and allowed 1 home run. Jose Ruiz went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk and 1 walk and struck out 1. Ryan Kirkering, same thing. Ryan Kirkering, same things in terms of innings, but he did have 2 strikeouts. Banks went 1, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Hoffman, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. And Estevez went 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 strikeout. Taijuan Walker was absolutely horrible. The stats won't show this, but he was just all over the place. I don't even know how that guy is hanging on to a major league roster spot. Like he's cooked more than he or he's cooked more than a charred piece of chicken. Like it's bad. Like get this guy off the mound, off the roster, out of a Phillies uniform because he's just done. He has nothing left. You know what? With how many meatballs that guy serves up after his hefty contract with the Phillies is up, he can serve up meatballs for an Italian restaurant. I mean, he's already preparing for his next occupation now. So, he's just not been good since the Phillies have paid him going into in the 23 or the offseason going into the 23 season. Yeah, and he was bad. Like you just felt that this team really didn't have a chance to win. And maybe like there's a team in like the NPB or the KBO or the Mexican Baseball League that can use a pitcher like Taijuan Walker. Like I just don't think he's a major league pitcher anymore. And I want to say he had a 12-year career, like really, really solid career. It just hasn't worked out while he was with the Phillies. And it's really really unfortunate. Yeah. Taijuan Walker was just not good on Tuesday night. He just maybe he had too much birthday cake. And then the second finger I'll point to is the Phillies all-around game on Tuesday. They only had 4 hits on the offensive end, didn't score any runs, and two errors that certainly did not help matters. They were just all out of sorts, and no wonder it's widely speculated that Topper called a team meeting before yesterday's ball game because the team needed not necessarily someone to yell and scream and give like a freaking rah-rah speech, but they needed someone to kind of reinforce the sense of urgency, and and it really does look like it worked. Excuse me. Give me 1 second here. Um yeah. Um it really does look like it worked. So with that being said, let's uh let's let's get into game 2, shall we? Um um oh, and then Bia- Valentin Biazzo went 7 shutout innings. I want to say the Phillies had 17 fly ball outs, and he just dominated. Credit to that credit to the rookie for sure. And with that being said, now let's get to game 2. I completely forgot to mention that. Um, so game 2 had a rather inauspicious start with the Marlins going up 3-0, and Tyler Phillips only went 4 1/3, allowed 9 hits, five earned runs, 1 walk, struck out 4, and gave up 1 home run. Um, but other than that, the Phillies bullpen went um, went I want to say it was 4 2/3 innings, or yeah, 4 2/3 innings, shutout ball. They were great. Jose Ruiz got the win. He went 2/3 of an inning, got a strikeout, no walks, no runs, no home runs. Strom, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Hoffman, 1 inning, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Um, Jose Alvarado, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. And then Carlos Estevez went 1 inning and struck out 2. He ended up getting the save. And one thing I really do want to touch on, Kyle Schwarber in the 4th inning. Oh my God, that was a moonshot. And I believe that restored the Phillies' confidence in themselves, and and in each other, that they just kind of took the game over from that point on. When the game became 6-5, it was like, all right, like they're not getting this lead back. Like we have to finish them off. We have our foot on their throat, and we gotta finish them off. And this team did a great job of that. Again, 5 guys, multiple hits, 4 relievers picked up. Tyler Phillips. So that was good to see. I thought, aside from his stat line, I thought Phillips was okay. He wasn't his sharpest, and I know 4 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs. Me saying it is he wasn't his sharpest. You might think, yeah, no shit, like, duh. But I thought he really battled, and I just thought he just messed up a little bit too much, and that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to any pitcher, but especially rookie pitchers. And um, I thought the kid battled his tail off, and he did a good job giving us a chance. And I thought they played they they did a really good job situationally hitting, and they played really good team baseball. They um, they stole bases when they needed to. Um, they thought up the middle or the other way when it came to their hitting approach. And like I said in the Phillies Marlins preview video, like you needed to be patient with these two, with the two pitchers the Marlins threw at you, and the Phillies. Luckily, the Phillies were, at least in Cabrera's case, they were patient with him, and he showed why he is a I want to say a 5.20 ERA type of pitcher this year in that performance. Like if you continue to be patient with a guy like Cabrera, he will crack. And in that fourth inning, you saw he cracked. And credit to everybody having great at bats, and they should all be really really proud of themselves. And I certainly hope they can build off that big W, and let's see if they do it. I, for one, can't wait to find out how the National Series unfolds. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys again for watching, commenting, and subscribing. It really does mean the world to me. And have a great day. This is the first of 2 videos that will go up today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, guys.